Have the courage to act and take aligned action on what you manifest into your life. And have the humility to give credit to those who came in and supported you in your journey to manifesting your desires. I really want to begin to unpack the power of when we start to build into our dreams and our desires, and we become the embodiment, we become the energetic container for what we want, and we begin to shift through our blocks and we start to manifest. We start to call in our desires. That there is a powerful act, one, in acting and saying, yes, this is my dream in front of me and I'm shit scared, but I'm going to go into it. And two, when you manifest your dreams, when you sit back and it's like, wow, I got the girl, I've got my car, I've got my home, I've got my life, I've got everything I wanted, to actually have the humility to realize you never did it alone. The human ego takes on so many different personas when we are growing and expanding as souls in this planet. And it is such a powerful way to limit us and also show us exactly where we can expand and deepen into ourselves and into our character. So where the human ego can limit us in manifesting, one, we block ourselves from believing it's possible to manifest our dreams. But then our soul starts to take over and it's like, hey, yes you can. And so you call in people who align to your values. You'll call in a coach, you'll call in guides, you'll call in friends, you'll call in a team, you'll call in employees, you'll call in sex magic, you'll call in all sorts of things from hopefully all 12 different areas of your life that come in and build you into the energetic container to hold your biggest dreams. You go through an ego death where you begin to believe in yourself and you begin to receive and accept help. That's a big step, often a big block with the ego. But many of us go along that journey. And then what we desire manifests in front of us. The company, the income, the job opportunity, the home, the partner of our dreams. And it's usually in that moment where we start to think, wow, if I say yes to this, my whole life changes. It's all gonna change. So there's courage that's required. There's strength of mind, there's strength of soul, there's strength of heart that says, okay, yes. And now I take the courage to go with what manifests, because life will manifest for you your desires one way or another. If you have a desire, you're building a momentum, you're building an energy inside you. And life will bring that to you, because life doesn't respond to what we want and don't want, it responds to our energy. And our energy is either based on our fear or our faith. So when you're building in a world of faith and it's like, these are my dreams, this is what I'm going for, this is my visionary mindset, life will manifest it for you. Then you have to have the courage to say, okay, yeah, I'm all in, and it requires work. But let's say we've done that and we start putting in our work and we start building our dreams and we start doing our things. We've done it through a collective. We don't do this life alone. We do it through the people who come into our lives, who we manifest to support us, who build the step by step by step by steps, and then suddenly one day we're sitting with our result that we really wanted. And it's in that moment where our true test of self, of character, is brought to the surface. Because so many of us, our egos then block us from receiving our next level of abundance, our next level of love, our next level of joy, of connection, of purpose, of impact, because we don't want to have the humility to say, I didn't do this alone. The most powerful people in the world are the people who can say, I got to where I am today because I had strength of character and because I didn't do it alone. It's both, not or. The weakest or the immature says, I fought, I did this alone, and I had to use what I had to use and who I had to use to get here. Aren't I a hero? Ultimately though, regardless of other people's perceptions, judgments, or thoughts about you, it's about your character as a person and who you're building and what you're building into. Now, as we grow in the world, as we grow in manifesting what we want in the outside world, really what life and God and Source is looking at is what we're building inside. It's our character. And so when we come and we manifest everything we wanted, you get the watch, the car, the house, the sex, the whatever it is that you really wanted, quality, power, impact, it's like, life wants to know, are you humble enough? Do you have the characteristic, the virtue of humility and of gratitude to say, hey, I'm proud of myself authentically, and I'm grateful for every person who came into my journey, and I can give credit and I can show the value of those who came into my life that built me into the valuable vessel that I am. We are vibrational matches for those who are in our field. If you increase in your value, if you manifest your desires effortlessly, you're a vibrational match for those around you. There's a powerful truth that I think many of us in the ego state fear, but the soul knows. And that is that humility and gratitude will never, ever devalue the work you've done. In fact, they will, however, open you to new levels of support, self-acceptance, and success in your life. And although these terms are easy to say out loud, they are a deep inner work and an inner practice for all of us that life tests us through as we are elevating or graduating in our progressive energetic elevation in this life. It's where the reality of our self, in our truth, in our aloneness, comes to the light. And my biggest invitation as we are creating successful lives, creating abundant lives, creating powerful lives, is that we both recognize with authentic pride our courage, that we own our story, that we own our journey, and that we have the humility to say, I didn't do it alone. And the gratitude and the truth to give credit to the human beings who came into our field, who we manifested, who got us there. Because when we're in accordance with all of those virtues, you are going to have a higher elevation in your life. And you will never lose your value and your truth. In fact, in walking in a life of humility and gratitude for all that's been around you, that's provided your life, you become a more valuable, more powerful, more impactful person that is more magnetic and will make a far greater impact than just the material world. You'll make an impact in your heart, in your character, and in the perception of all those who are choosing to believe in the dream you're building.